I got a phone call. I gotta be careful with this thing, Cliff. Yeah, night. Ah, it's destiny. If destiny calls you, when destiny calls, you pick up the call, okay? Yes, destiny. Oh, a mental checkpoint? Okay. Oh, this is an outstanding group. I mean, I'm in the tiger's den here. Thank you. I have Destiny on retainer for his advice.
Hi, this is Raj Gavurla. Today we are going to talk about different mindset and mood and mental motivation tools you can use to go from a fixed mindset to a grow mindset, and we'll discuss in more detail what that means. First of all, I want to start with self-think. We know it's our thoughts that control what it is that we do, the actions that we take, and we've heard a lot in the mental world about self-talk. Yet I think there's some confusion between self-talk and self-think. So I'd like to unconfuse or unclutter that for you. Self-think is exactly that. What is it that we think? So during our performance as a team, when we're a basketball team, a football team, or a soccer team, or a tennis team, what is it going through our mind? What are the thoughts? And we need to be able to self-think, because thinking is the key to actually winning the game, winning the match against the other team. The reason it is because it's our thoughts and what we think tell us what actions to take, and then therefore produce the results so that we can win a championship. So that will be my first example, is winning championships. Now, I've heard many athletes that I've worked with say, we're not a championship team. We don't have the talent, we don't have the skills, and they come up with a lot of excuses. And I understand that it does take a different type of mindset. That's a fixed mindset that they're coming from. They need to go into a grow mindset, thinking we're just as deserving as any other team to win a championship. The things that we need to do, though, is we need to grow our talents, we need to grow our skills, and then sometimes you add a little bit of luck and we get a championship. So any team, regardless if you won a championship or you're winless, needs to have the mindset of we want to win championships. And that should be verbally expressed, that should be visually expressed, and that should also be expressed amongst one another in conversation, so that we have that ultimate goal. So the ultimate goal in team sports is to win the championship. And you'll be surprised how this little adjustment makes such a big difference on the outlook of players as they come to do their preparation for practices, to participate and play in the matches. And then eventually they see that, yes, it is having an increase in their talents and skills and a little bit of luck that has gotten them from being a very bad team to being a good team to being a very good team and then being a championship team. Self-talk, on the other hand, is what we say verbally out loud to ourselves. We're not saying this to someone else. We're saying it to ourselves to get us pumped up, to create that emotion. And it's very important to create emotion. We know from a lot of research that emotion comes before logic. However, I'm going to get into a concept that I call logical emotion. In tennis, we see several athletes. One in particular that comes to mind is Jimmy Connors, who is very successful. Use emotion, self-talk to get him going. Also, you see Serena Williams, who's lately been winning a lot of championships the last few years. And then you're starting to see even some of the more subtle players, although they're highly competitive and they use more self-think than self-talk, which I do highly recommend. You're seeing them also adapt in this way. Roger Federer, for example, is showing a little more emotion. Pete Sampras would show some emotion, but sometimes his emotion wasn't too wanted, and that would be he would throw up. However, every time I saw him throw up, he would win the match. And then, of course, we have John McEnroe, who was on both ends of the spectrum. He was a great self-thinker.
Tool is for.
And he was a great self